can farm uber uniques now. That's fantastic, but it also brings its own set of problems. There could be an easy solution to that though, and especially to the general farm of uniques as well. First, what does it take to get an uber unique? You'll need to kill Duriel. We'll talk about drop rates in a second. In order to get to Duriel, you'll have to farm Helltides for 15 to 20 minutes. That will give you 600 cinders, 2 living steel chests, and 10 living steel. With this living steel, you can kill Grigor the Galvanic Saint. That's already good because Grigor himself is already going to give you uniques. So step 1 is quite nice because that's 20 minutes for 2 possible uniques already. Second part would be killing Varshan. You need 2 Mukaslick X, that's 2 Varshan kills where you need to summon him. For Varshan you need 4 different resources. You'll get them from doing whispers and heading in your caches. Sometimes also random malignant monsters spawn and you can kill them for hearts, hands, femurs, heads. That's 4 different resources to then summon Varshan. This can take everything from 20 minutes to up to 1 or 2 hours because you might just be unlucky and not get the resources you're looking for. So Varshan takes significantly longer in total than Grigor the Galvanic Saint, but Varshan is always available because there's always whispers on the map somewhere. Let's assume that took you 1 to 2 hours. That's your gaming time. You get enough materials now to summon 1 Duriel. Yes, 1 to 2 hours for 1 Duriel. That's still achievable and makes sense, especially because Varshan also drops a set of uniques, and that means 4 chances to essentially get unique items. Now it gets interesting with Duriel. Duriel can drop a bunch of uniques only he can drop. Yes, that's 6 neutral ones and then a 7th class specific one that will only drop at Duriel. On top of that, there are the uber uniques. There's 4 neutral ones, Melted Heart of Selig and Duriels, Harlequin, and Ring of Starless Skies. Everyone can drop them. And then Doombringer for Barb Necro Rogue, Grandfather for Barb Necro, and Ahavarian Spear of Lakunda for Druid and Sorcerer. Now Duriel fight will take everything from 10 seconds to 2-3 minutes. And then you'll see your loot pop out. Now, the chance for an uber unique, proven, tested by many, is around 1.5 to 2%, which kind of means that every 50 runs, more or less, you should see an uber unique. I am 150 runs in, and I have gotten 1 single one. It's the Melted Heart of Selig. It's completely useless. Now I have a friend who's 362 runs in, and he hasn't gotten anything. And then I have a couple of viewers who are also struggling after 200 runs, and another one who has done 150, and he has every single uber unique. Now, is that fair? How does that happen? It's standard variance. Every 50 tries is kind of down to the 2%, but realistically, you might take 1,000 tries and never get a single one. And that feels horrible, especially if your friends keep dropping the uber uniques and you're doing even more tries than them and you never see a single one. Now call it that's life. But if you already make uber uniques this easy accessible, there needs to be a different system in place, especially, and here it comes, you can drop the same uber unique multiple times. That's stupid. I don't want 5 Doombringers. After I drop Doombringer, I should never be able to get Doombringer again. Simple as is. If I drop Harlequin Crest, it's out of the loot pool for me. Because they always drop max roll. Why would I get more of them? It makes absolutely no sense. That is step 1 to make this better. Now step 2, let's look at how much time it would take in total to kill 50 Duriels. We just said it might take you 1 to 2 hours to get the materials for 1 single Duriel. Well, let's cut it down to 1 hour to make it sound better, 60 minutes. And you need to do it 50 times. So 50 hours for 50 Duriels. That's the gaming time some people have in 3 months to get, right? Obviously, together with friends and such, you can get more Duriels in. But if you would be farming the materials completely alone, without the help of anyone, that's quite a lot. Considering though you do it with friends, I mean, it's still 50 hours, it's like 20 hours, a lot of gaming time regardless. Now the time isn't anything I would be working on because let's be fair, the farm is part of the game. I would rather work on the chances because right now with uniques and uber uniques, we have this problem of getting what you don't want. But why doesn't every Duriel try give you 10, 20 Duriel shards. Why doesn't disenchanting an uber unique you don't want give you 500 to 1,000 Duriel shards? And in total, you would need 2,000 Duriel shards to craft a random uber unique box. That would say that after 50 tries, such, you would have enough shards together to craft yourself a Duriel box. And if you get the melted rod of Selig and you don't want it, you could still disenchanted shards so that you could get yourself a random Duriel box. And I have to say the same should go for normal uniques. I have gotten 40 Deathless Visages. I don't need a single one of them. What I need though is a perfect Role Mother's Embrace. What I need though is a Lidless Wall. I have some friends who have done 50 Lord Zeers and still don't have a Lidless Wall. Why can I not disenchant normal uniques to get normal unique shards and let it be you have to destroy 20 or 30 uniques to craft myself a random unique cache? Maybe a random Zeer cache, maybe a random Greek, could specialize it down, but a random unique cache after 20 or 30 disenchants. That would make it so much more fun, and that would breaking down uniques not feel awful, and it also would add a little bit more excitement, a little bit more gambling vibes, because right now you're doing 40 Duriels and it's just sadness because the only thing you're looking for is the uber unique. You get more and more frustrated with every Duriel. You're not having more fun with every Duriel. But if you know what you're farming for, if you know that disenchanting these uniques and uber uniques gives you shards, every Duriel try gives you shards, it is something tangible and feelable to farm for, to grind for, to go in the direction. And that in total hires like the whole game fun and brings everything up. And you know, only 10 more tries and I can afford a cache. I mean, if the cache then screws you over, that's sadness, but we all know how it is. After opening one cache, you're hooked and you want to open more caches. And again, it's something tangible that you can grind for. It would still make it random, but at least the randomness is now in a box and more achievable, especially since you could still drop random uber uniques. It's not only uber uniques over the shards, there's still the random chance to actually get them. Now at the end, you could say that makes grinding even more casual. That makes Diablo even more casual. But Diablo 4 is as casual as it goes. It's for the casual gamer. It's not for the hardcore grinder. The hardcore grinder can still get everything they want, just more secure. At the end of the day, the caches are still random for uniques and uber uniques as well. So you got to put in a significant amount of tries regardless. But just that now, average Timmy, Jimmy, Dave, Jebediah still know what they're working towards too. Because else it just feels like a chore without a reward. Now it still feels like a chore, but with a reward. What do you think? Would this make it better? Or do you have an even better solution in your mind? We now want to talk also about vampiric powers showing up giant flaws in the game. Let's discuss.